the classic of the horror genre. You're sitting all nice in your chair, you got your groove in your seat, you're the comfiest you have ever been. Then boom! A jump scare hits you and you lose your groove, popcorn flies in your face, your drink spills all over the floor, but even though you look like a mess, you feel more alive than you ever have. Hello again, Most Amazing Top 10 family. I'm your host, Jay Arena, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Today we're going to be letting out involuntary screams with our list of top 10 scary jump scares. If any of you at home are looking for more top 10 content, make sure you check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and stick around until the end of the list because I'm going to be answering some more questions from my Instagram inbox. If you want me to answer your question, you can hit me up through the gram, and without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Coming at number 10, we have Paranormal Activity Kitchen Splosion. Paranormal Activity rocked the world and brought the genre of found footage back to the forefront of the horror genre, similar to the way that Blair Witch did. The first movie was absolutely terrifying, and it had everyone questioning whether or not the whole thing was real. We were later gifted with a series of horror movies that will be remembered as some of the greats, and in Paranormal Activity 2, you have a jump scare that makes you both want to move out of your house and upgrade your kitchen. Yeah, that moment is terrifying, and it comes out of nowhere during the day. I thought that was an unwritten rule with ghosts. During the day, you don't attack them. You don't have any powers during the day because of some supernatural law that we all accept. If I was her, on top of being scared, I would be pissed. Did you just see how nice that kitchen was? And some ghost is just gonna smash your stuff around like they bought it? You better not mess up my resale value, you stupid ghost. Coming at number 9, we have Signs, the worst birthday ever. I remember this one so clearly. I was probably like 10 years old and I was sitting on the couch watching Signs with my mom. The whole movie was scaring me so bad. I was using all my power to not pee my PJs and cry like a baby. Then this scene happened. That thing walked out from behind the bushes. I was not expecting that. The year was 2002. Back then, that CGI was amazing, and I was already on edge. I got up off the couch, I said, I'm not watching this anymore to my mom, and I went upstairs to our old crappy TV and I watched Ice Age. That was a defining moment in my life as a human, deciding that when I don't like something, I will walk out on it in that moment and watch Ice Age instead. That's how you fix your problems. But for real, that scene was terrifying because up until that point, you don't actually see the aliens. They're a myth, and it's unclear if the main characters are just losing their mind or if the aliens are actually invading. Well, after that point, you know they're real, and my 10-year-old self didn't need any more information. Coming in at number 8, we have The House of the Devil, Need a Light. If you're a fan of homages to 80s movies, then you've probably already seen The House of the Devil, and if you haven't, then you definitely should because this is one of the best in recent years. In this scene, we come face to face with someone who seems like a kind citizen, but I think that any viewer can pick up on the very strange vibes that this guy is giving off.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Now, even though this jump scare seems like just a guy giving a girl a light, one of those misdirection jump scares that uses something non-threatening to make you jump out of your seat and make you feel like a little baby, even though someone reaching into your car with a lighter is something very unusual and also creepy, I will let you know that this scene gets so much more terrifying when our trusty lighter hero turns out to be the villain and fires a bullet right through this poor girl's head. Coming at number 7, we have The Babadook, A Nighttime Visitor. This is one of the biggest horror movies in recent years, and it has got a huge cult following and some very interesting fan content. And for good reason. The Babadook brought a new horror titan into the fray and will most likely be remembered as one of the greats. And it's partly because of scenes like this. The idea of the Babadook working its way into your body through your mouth, yeah, No thank you, especially because that thing looks like a cockroach. Coming in number 6, we have The Conjuring 2, None Ya Business. The Conjuring series is one of the best in horror history. Each one of them has a creepy demon that will make you want to sleep with the lights on for the rest of your life. In The Conjuring 2, we have Valak take the form of a nun that could use a lesson in oral healthcare. Her teeth are brutal. Probably one of the most famous scenes from the movie is when she uses a painting of herself to launch into action and make the viewer tighten up every sphincter in their body. The whole build up to this jump scare is put together beautifully. You have a glance of the nun walking into a room. The protagonist enters to find an old office that has regular office attire, but also a terrifying picture of the nun. You get hit with some creepy gospel music that pops out of an old tape recorder. There's a shadow that moves across the room, and it all builds up to this moment. See, I want to get to the point where my first reaction when I see something like this isn't to scream and pee my pants. I want to throw a scissor kick every single time. That's what I need to train my body to do. Every time I get spooked, it's scissor kick right away. Coming at number 5, we have recreating Lights Out. Lights Out was a great horror movie because it played with one of our most basic fears, and that is the fear of the dark. It's crazy how even when you get older, you still have this weird creeping feeling when you're alone in the dark, and if you don't believe me, just take a stroll through the woods at night and see where your mind goes. Every little noise that you hear creeping out of the woods will have you thinking that some killer is about to turn you into a lampshade. Actually, on second thought, don't do that because you could actually get lost or eaten by a cougar. But the movie Lights Out has a series of jump scares that were terrifying. But what was even scarier was people recreating their own versions of this horror movie, like this one right here. I mean, come on, that was both hilarious and terrifying. Shrek chasing you down in the dark, that's a reality I would never want to live in. And you might laugh this one off, but when you're going to sleep tonight, you might be looking over your shoulder to see if Big Daddy Shrek is waiting for you. Coming in at number 4, we have The Fellowship of the Ring, my precious. Not every jump scare needs to be something pulled right out of a horror movie. Some people will sneak them into other genres to set the tone, and I can't think of a better moment than when Bilbo has the realization that he's going to have to part ways with his precious ring, and the dark magic that is connected to it flows through him and he shows his darker side. I remember seeing that scene and it scared the hell out of me. The whole movie is so calm before that. I mean, there are some intense moments, but nothing like Bilbo's face transforming into a golem-like figure and nearly attacking Frodo. But it's such an important part of the movie. You see how the ring can transform even the most kind people in Middle-earth, and the reason why it must be destroyed ASAP. Coming in at number 3, we have Hereditary: The Click. Now, while I wasn't a fan of Hereditary, I didn't find it scary, and there were some parts of the movie that were legitimately hilarious, like when a random guy is standing in the dark with his out. That's one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life, but a lot of people did really like this movie. And I remember in the theaters when I saw it, everyone jumped at this part, except me. I was kind of like, whatever. If you haven't seen the movie, then you will have no idea why that scene is scary, but there's a dead character in the movie who always makes a click sound, so it would seem that it came out of a ghost that was in the back seat. Coming in at number 2, we have The Audition, a surprised guest. The Audition is a thriller that isn't for the faint of heart. It has some pretty graphic scenes that will make even the seasoned shocked viewer squirm in their seat, and this is one of them. A bag is discovered with someone in there who has clearly been tortured, and from there it only gets more twisted. The person in the bag has their feet removed and they're missing most of their fingers and their tongue. Then some creepy lady gives him a dog bowl that's full of what I think is milk. It's safe to say that this is very hard to watch. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have The Ring, What's in the Closet? The Ring was the first step in people realizing that Asia does horror better than almost anyone else on the planet. And when the West got wind of this, they decided that they would try to recreate some of the best of the genre. And while they did a pretty good job, the Japanese version is still better, but there was one moment in the American version of The Ring that is forever etched in my brain, and it was one of the most terrifying things that I have ever seen in a movie. I had trouble sleeping for like 2 weeks after that. I just kept thinking that there was going to be some distorted corpse in my closet and I was going to find in the morning and get a phone call that said 7 days. Also, I wondered about the whole 7 days warning thing with the Ring. If you don't answer your phone, do you just not have anything happen to you? Like if you went to go live in the woods without tech, could she still kill you? Alright everyone, that has been our list. Now I'm going to answer some questions. Forgotten Glitch wrote in and asked, what is your favorite scary place to attend? I love the haunted house that they have at Casa Loma every year. I went for the first time last year and it was so fun. It obviously won't happen this year because of COVID, but it was extremely fun. I would love to go back. Spider Kitty 42 wrote in and asked, what is oatmeal? Oatmeal sucks, dude. It's a bunch of oats with boiling water and it makes this weird mush. It's not even that good for you because you shouldn't be eating that much grains in one sitting. And most people just pack it full of sugar to make it taste good, which makes it even worse for you. And Carly Soboleski wrote in and asked, what is the best topping on pizza? It's pepperoni. That's it. There's no work around it. If you don't eat meat, pepperoni is still the best. There's no argument for you. It's been the king of the pizza world for so long, for a reason. Alright everyone, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I'd love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I have been your host, Jay Dorena, and keep watching out for those jump scares. Bye.